So Jay Peak is a Four Seasons ski resort in northern Vermont. Among the amenities, obviously, we've got some of the best glade skiing in North America. We also have an indoor water park, so when the skiing is bad, you can come inside and enjoy 83 degrees. We have a 57-room hotel. We have a 176-room hotel. We've built an additional 300 condos in the last 14 years. On any given day, we've probably got somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,000 devices on our network across the entire campus. IT touches just about every facet of the guest experience and every facet of the business experience. But my job as the IT director is to basically ensure that the business is able to continue functioning. We're in charge of their fire alarm systems, so keeping all the safety systems going for that. We're also the phone company for the entire property. There's about 1,200 phones on campus. Obviously, we've got a cell, so we've got nearly 300 point of sale stations. The building management systems that run all of our infrastructure, the water park being part of that, there's dozens of pumps. You've got to take readings of that water. If things get out of spec, you've got to fix it in a hurry, otherwise you literally have to restart that water park. There's quite a bit that goes into keeping everything running.
Jay Peak has a small staff with nobody solely focused on cybersecurity, where their lifeblood is their clientele, their resort guests. A breach of data or a breach of systems is a breach of trust for their clients and their guests, and it's a lot of responsibility.
We did have a ransomware attack several years ago prior to installing the Clean Internet product, and it is, just like the textbooks say, they gain a foothold. The foothold expands rapidly, and we were fortunate that we had good backups and we had resiliency in place. It cost us somewhere in the neighborhood of $25,000. Most of that was loss of labor. People had to go back and rebuild work. That would have been blocked by the Clean Internet product. We started using Clean Internet about 3 years ago. The biggest selling point to me was the people behind that. They've got their algorithms, they've got their appliance, but what really drew me to the Clean Internet was the fact that there's also a human being. Each one of those emails that I get with, hey, I noticed this, I can't even put a price tag on that. I mean, for what I'm paying for Clean Internet, wouldn't get me a month of a network security engineer.
The Clean Internet service is an umbrella over all of these overarching technologies and information technologies that run the resort. In July of 2021, there was a vulnerability in this remote desktop management software.
The Kaseya breach in some publications was talked about as being the biggest breach of its kind.
When the news broke to Centripetal, we immediately reached out to Craig and advised him to shut down his server until a patch came out. It wasn't just a database of information about the client that led us to reaching out to him. It was more of a actionable conversation where it was like, hey, we see the Kaseya service running right now.
I had no idea the actual volume of traffic that was coming in against us. And honestly, more worrisome was the amount of traffic that was going out that the firewall wasn't catching.
By observing how an enterprise interacts with known hostile infrastructure, we get to understand what some of their weaknesses are, what some of their vulnerabilities are, what some of their actual risks are.
I now have a team of engineers whose specialty is network security. They're going to see things that I'm not going to catch because they're seeing all the traffic. If the business is hurt, that means the paychecks aren't flowing, people aren't working. It doesn't only hurt the business, it hurts the employees, it hurts the guests. Preventing those things from happening is how we stay in business.